cities never sleep. Their pulse hums through intersections, alleyways, and open boulevards where motion defines identity. In this world of constant movement, style and agility count as much as horsepower or range. The vehicles that dominate these spaces are not just tools, they are reflections of how people want to live, move, and be seen. They blend nostalgia with innovation, offering a bridge between the analog soul of the past and the digital rhythm of today. Some machines manage to capture that balance perfectly, turning everyday commutes into something personal, expressive, and free. When design, engineering, and culture converge, the result is more than transportation. It becomes a statement about how cities breathe and evolve. In this story, we explore one such icon that continues to redefine what it means to move through the modern metropolis. Like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which machine you want covered next. The Vespa Sprint 150-2024 stands as a modern classic in the truest sense. It preserves the graceful silhouette that made its predecessors legendary while adapting seamlessly to the tempo of contemporary city life. In many ways, this scooter represents the enduring romance between form and function, where simplicity hides layers of engineering complexity. To understand the Sprint 150-2024 is to understand how a design first drawn in post-war Italy still commands attention in the age of smartphones and urban congestion. The lines are unmistakable: the compact chassis, the tight stance, the sense that every curve was sculpted for both motion and beauty. But beyond its elegance lies purpose. The Sprint 150-2024 was not built to rest in museums. It was built to weave through traffic, park in impossibly tight spots, and offer riders a mix of comfort, efficiency, and joy that few vehicles can replicate. Vespa retained its monocoque steel body, a signature choice that provides rigidity and durability while keeping weight low. It's a small engineering marvel in itself. The flat floorboard, upright ergonomics, and subtle seat contour invite riders of different builds to feel instantly at home. Despite its retro styling, every component has been re-examined for the modern commuter. The Sprint 150-2024 integrates LED lighting throughout, delivering brighter visibility while drawing minimal power. This detail may seem minor, but it reflects how carefully the design balances nostalgia with necessity. Riders today expect reliability, safety, and a bit of flair. This scooter meets all three with quiet confidence. Underneath the elegant exterior, Vespa's 150 cubic centimeters I-Get engine brings smooth, fuel-injected power designed for low emissions and high efficiency. It's not about raw acceleration, it's about consistency, refinement, and instant response at city speeds. The air-cooled single-cylinder layout ensures simplicity and low maintenance while still producing enough torque to handle inclines and quick merges. Engineers refined the transmission to eliminate lag during throttle transitions. The result is seamless motion, ideal for crowded streets. The Sprint 150-2024 isn't trying to win drag races, it's aiming to deliver mastery over the stoplight rhythm that defines urban living. In a city where a few seconds can mean catching a green light or waiting through another cycle, precision matters. The suspension system has been carefully tuned to balance agility with comfort. The front single-arm design, a Vespa hallmark, isolates bumps and maintains stability, while the rear shock absorber can be adjusted for different loads. This setup creates a smooth, confident feel even on rough pavement. Braking performance benefits from a front disc and rear drum combination, not the flashiest setup, but a well-matched pair that emphasizes control over excess. The Sprint 150-2024 shows restraint in all the right places. Nothing feels over-designed or unnecessary. That sense of proportion extends to the instrument cluster. It's compact yet functional, combining analog and digital elements in a clear, minimal layout. Riders get essential data at a glance: speed, fuel level, time, and trip distance. The new iteration even allows smartphone pairing for navigation prompts and call notifications through Vespa's connectivity platform, adding convenience without clutter. This feature subtly bridges the past and the present. Nostalgic analog charm meets modern digital practicality. The user experience centers around what matters most: intuitive control, visual balance, and emotional connection. That emotional component is critical. Vespa has never sold purely on specifications. The Sprint 150/2024 is not just about efficiency or horsepower, it's about what happens when you twist the throttle and the city unfolds in front of you. It's the feeling of flow between architecture, movement, and sound. The exhaust tone, the hum of the engine, the glide of the frame through traffic all merge into a sensory experience. It's in that harmony where the Sprint earns its loyal following. Riders often describe the Vespa sensation as calm but alert. It's not adrenaline-driven, but deeply satisfying. The scooter encourages awareness rather than aggression, rhythm rather than rush. Its compact proportions and predictable handling invite confidence, whether navigating tight corners or filtering between cars. This composure makes it accessible to beginners and delightful for experienced riders who appreciate nuance over brute force. The Sprint 150/2024 therefore serves a wide range of riders, young professionals, urban minimalists, and longtime enthusiasts who appreciate a design that still feels handcrafted. Each element speaks to Vespa's philosophy of longevity. Parts are built to be replaced, maintained, and cherished, not discarded. Even the paint process involves multiple layers for depth and durability. These finishes are designed to age gracefully, developing a patina that tells personal stories over time. Ownership becomes a dialogue between rider and machine. As cities grow denser and personal space feels more limited, vehicles like the Sprint 150/2024 embody a different kind of luxury: the ability to move independently, efficiently, and stylishly without excess footprint. This concept of compact elegance has economic and cultural weight. Where others chase technological spectacle, Vespa leans into timeless design discipline. It's not ignoring innovation, it's prioritizing refinement. Every decision seems guided by the question, how do you evolve without erasing character? The answer lies in details. The subtle seat stitching, the curvature of the handlebars, the way the mirrors align with the body, all contribute to an impression of completeness. There's no single feature shouting for attention. Instead, everything works in quiet harmony. The Sprint 150/2024 proves that balance can still excite. Its presence on the street sparks curiosity. It looks familiar yet undeniably current. For onlookers, it evokes cinematic imagery of sunlit avenues and leisurely rides. For owners, it's a practical companion that turns errands into small escapes. The Sprint thrives in that dual identity, everyday utility infused with emotional resonance. That's why, even in an era dominated by electric experiments and app-connected rideshares, it continues to matter. This model is not a rejection of progress but a reinterpretation of it. The Vespa Sprint 150/2024 reminds us that modernity can coexist with heritage, that innovation can preserve soul instead of replacing it. Its design, engineering, and purpose coalesce into a vision of urban movement that feels human. In the next segment, we explore how this balance was achieved, from factory floor to city street, and why the Sprint 150/2024 might represent more than just a scooter. It could be the template for how mobility evolves. The Vespa Sprint 150/2024 embodies a design philosophy that did not appear overnight. It is the culmination of decades of refinement, experimentation, and discipline. To appreciate why this scooter resonates today, one must look at how it evolved to meet modern demands while remaining unmistakably itself. Vespa's engineers faced a unique challenge: retain the instantly recognizable form while upgrading every component for efficiency, reliability, and digital integration. This balancing act reveals the true genius behind the Sprint 150/2024. It's not just a product of nostalgia but of precision thinking. In the world of two-wheel mobility, form often fights function, but here, they coexist. The frame construction is still the legendary steel monocoque shell, pressed and welded into a single structural unit. This design, rare in the scooter segment, eliminates the need for a separate chassis. It provides rigidity that enhances stability, while also serving as part of the scooter's visual signature. The 2024 model refined this process with improved corrosion protection and tighter tolerances. It's an industrial sculpture meant to last. Many modern scooters rely on lightweight alloys or modular frames, but Vespa has resisted that trend, believing that true strength and identity lie in the body itself. The decision pays off in ride quality. There's a density to the Sprint's movement, a smooth solidity when crossing uneven pavement that riders often describe as confidence-building. The Vespa Sprint 150/2024 doesn't just carry the rider, it feels as though it glides with them. Its powertrain complements that sensation. The 150 cubic centimeters I-Get engine, optimized through computer simulation and real-world testing, delivers an impressive balance of torque and economy. Peak output remains modest by motorcycle standards, yet the delivery is silky and immediate. Electronic fuel injection manages fuel-air mixture for consistent combustion, even at varying altitudes and temperatures, a detail that matters in global cities from Denver to Los Angeles. Vespa's engineers also work to reduce vibration through precision-balanced components and revised engine mounts. The difference is tangible. At idle, the Sprint feels calm. At speed, it feels composed. The continuously variable transmission translates that steadiness into effortless propulsion. Instead of abrupt shifts, acceleration unfolds smoothly, keeping focus on the flow of traffic rather than the mechanics beneath. This smoothness is part of what makes the Sprint 150/2024 ideal for both seasoned riders and those just entering the scooter world. Its learning curve is short, its mastery rewarding. Beyond mechanics, ergonomics define how the Sprint interacts with its environment. The handlebar width, the angle of the grips, and the positioning of the seat have all been fine-tuned for control and visibility. City riding often means constant scanning, frequent braking, and tight maneuvering. The Sprint supports that rhythm naturally. Riders maintain an upright posture, offering better sightlines in busy traffic while reducing fatigue during longer commutes. The seat padding and shape also reflect real-world research. It's firm enough for support yet soft enough to absorb vibration. The passenger section is slightly elevated, offering better visibility without compromising balance. Every line in the design serves multiple purposes: comfort, aerodynamics, and aesthetic appeal. What sets the Vespa Sprint 150/2024 apart, however, isn't only how it's built but how it fits into modern mobility narratives. Around the world, cities are evolving toward cleaner, smaller, and smarter transport solutions. Electric scooters, shared rides, and compact vehicles now shape policy discussions. Against this backdrop, Vespa positions the Sprint not as resistance to change but as refinement within it. Its engine meets the latest emission standards. Its efficient combustion and catalytic converter ensure low environmental impact. Maintenance intervals are long, and fuel consumption remains impressively low, making it a sustainable choice for everyday mobility without the need for charging infrastructure. For many riders, that reliability represents freedom from logistical limits. You refuel, not recharge; you ride, not wait. Yet, Vespa has not ignored the digital expectations of modern users. Through its connectivity suite, the Sprint 150/2024 enables integration with navigation, calls, and maintenance notifications via smartphone apps. This capability quietly transforms a timeless scooter into a smart mobility platform. Riders can monitor trip data, locate service points, and even receive safety reminders. The trick lies in subtlety. Nothing feels invasive or gimmicky. The interface doesn't dominate the ride, it enhances it. This is technology used with restraint, a principle rarely seen in today's hyper-connected vehicles. Every advancement supports the same timeless purpose: the pure experience of riding through the city with ease and grace. The craftsmanship continues in less visible places. Paintwork, for instance, undergoes multiple curing stages to achieve depth and reflection that endure under UV exposure. Components such as switches, grips, and badges are tactile expressions of quality, chosen to withstand years of use. Even small hardware elements like fasteners and foot pegs receive coatings for corrosion resistance. This obsession with longevity contributes to the Sprint's premium perception, but it's also practical. Vespa riders often keep their scooters for decades, passing them through generations. The Sprint 150-2024 honors that tradition by ensuring replacement parts and service compatibility remain accessible. This continuity builds trust, a rarity in a market where disposability often overshadows durability. The scooter's styling completes the synthesis of old and new. The front cowl, slightly sharper than earlier generations, channels airflow efficiently while maintaining the familiar Vespa silhouette. The 12-inch alloy wheels, a nod to performance refinement, give improved stability and cornering grip compared to smaller rims. LED lighting provides not just visibility but a distinctive visual signature after dark. The light pattern itself has become part of the Vespa identity. Each contour, each proportion, feels intentional. Nothing seems forced or trendy, it's a design immune to expiration dates. This resistance to obsolescence might be the Sprint 150-2024's greatest innovation. While competitors chase constant reinvention, Vespa pursues enduring relevance. And that relevance extends beyond design, it reflects changing lifestyles. In urban centers where traffic grows heavier and parking scarcer, vehicles like the Sprint answer real needs. They provide freedom within limitation. For a generation balancing economic pragmatism with aesthetic values, this scooter fits naturally. It's efficient enough for daily use, stylish enough for weekend escapes, and compact enough for any apartment garage. In this sense, the Vespa Sprint 150-2024 functions as both mobility tool and personal expression. It allows individuality in a landscape often defined by sameness. Riders are not hidden behind tinted glass or enclosed cabins, they are part of the urban landscape, visible, engaged, and connected. The Vespa Sprint 150-2024 represents more than an engineering achievement, it's a cultural phenomenon shaped by decades of association with freedom, individuality, and effortless urban elegance. While many vehicles chase performance numbers or futuristic aesthetics, the Sprint occupies a unique middle ground where emotion and practicality coexist. To understand its influence, one must look beyond specifications and examine what it means to its riders. Across generations, the Vespa image has carried the same message: independence without isolation, style without arrogance, and movement without waste. The Sprint 150-2024 updates that philosophy for an era defined by screens, congestion, and environmental consciousness. It suggests that sophistication doesn't require excess, it can exist in a quiet hum beneath the seat and the graceful sweep of a steel frame. Cities around the world are rediscovering the value of small, efficient transport. As they do, the Vespa Sprint 150-2024 emerges as a natural fit. It appeals to urban professionals who want to simplify their commute, to students seeking affordable mobility, and to veterans of scooter culture who recognize authenticity when they see it. The visual consistency of the Vespa line builds instant recognition. Even from a distance, the Sprint 150-2024's outline reads as iconic. This visual permanence contributes to a sense of belonging. Owning one feels less like purchasing a product and more like joining a tradition. In a marketplace flooded with disposable gadgets, that kind of heritage is rare. The Sprint 150-2024's cultural weight extends to how it interacts with urban life. Parking is effortless, weaving through traffic feels intuitive, fuel costs remain manageable even under heavy use. These practical advantages become part of its charm, turning routine travel into a daily ritual. But the appeal is emotional as much as logistical. Riders describe the sense of engagement that comes from being open to the environment, the smell of rain on asphalt, the breeze between buildings, the instant connection to surroundings. In an age when vehicles often isolate their occupants, the Sprint reconnects them. That sensory participation transforms the mundane into the memorable. Vespa's ability to cultivate such experiences stems from consistency in design and values. The Sprint 150-2024 demonstrates how a product can evolve without losing its essence. Each iteration refines rather than reinvents, this steady evolution fosters trust and familiarity. Even those who have never ridden one often recognize the silhouette as shorthand for timeless cool. Film, fashion, and advertising have all amplified that image, but the authenticity behind it is earned, not staged. The Sprint 150-2024 continues that lineage by showing that craftsmanship and simplicity can coexist with modern features like connectivity and emissions compliance. It's a reminder that progress doesn't always require abandoning roots. This point resonates strongly in a time when many brands constantly chase novelty. The Sprint's staying power challenges the industry to think differently. What if relevance comes not from reinvention but from refinement? For riders, the answer is evident every time they start the engine and move through a landscape that feels both familiar and new. The sensation is subtle yet profound. It's a blend of control, grace, and understated power. That combination fuels a quiet revolution in how people view mobility. The Sprint 150-2024's success suggests that minimalism and authenticity can be more compelling than sheer technological spectacle. As cities adapt to climate goals and infrastructure changes, the scooter's small footprint and efficient performance position it as a sustainable companion for modern urban ecosystems. Municipal planners increasingly view lightweight vehicles as key to reducing congestion and emissions. In that framework, the Vespa Sprint 150-2024 becomes more than a consumer choice, it becomes part of a civic solution. Its enduring popularity proves that environmentally conscious design can still be aspirational. Owners take pride not just in the look or the brand, but in participating in a movement towards smarter mobility. The Vespa Sprint 150-2024 encourages mindfulness about space, fuel, and pace. It aligns with shifting cultural values where less is truly more. From a design perspective, it's remarkable how the same visual vocabulary that defined mid-century Italy now speaks fluently to a digital generation. The rounded panels, minimalist graphics, and warm color palette evoke nostalgia while remaining fresh. That adaptability across decades is no accident, it's the result of design discipline. Vespa's teams have always treated change as evolution, not rebellion. The Sprint 150-2024 thus feels timeless because it was never trapped in time. Its creators understood that good design is not about trends but about proportion, clarity, and purpose. Every curve serves airflow and ergonomics, every accent reinforces balance. Even the sound, the gentle pulse of its single-cylinder rhythm, adds character without intrusion. It's mechanical poetry at a human scale. This emotional resonance explains why the Sprint 150-2024 appears equally at home in dense city grids or along scenic coastal roads. Its identity travels effortlessly across geographies and generations. Riders connect with its personality because it mirrors their own aspirations, independence, efficiency, and style. That connection deepens with every ride, turning ownership into a form of self-expression. It's not about speed or dominance, it's about presence and flow. The Sprint embodies the idea that mobility can still feel intimate and personal. From a broader cultural lens, it also reflects how transportation narratives are shifting. Where once car ownership defined freedom, today flexibility and sustainability hold greater meaning. The Vespa Sprint 150-2024 captures that transition perfectly. It shows that downsizing doesn't mean downgrading. In fact, choosing something smaller and smarter can feel like an upgrade in awareness and design sensibility. This redefinition of status marks a significant cultural shift, and Vespa's role in it is pivotal. For decades, the brand has symbolized cosmopolitan optimism. The Sprint 150-2024 renews that symbolism for an age of conscious consumption. It is not nostalgia wearing new paint, it's tradition translated into relevance. And that translation carries power. For those seeking alternatives to congestion, clutter, and environmental strain, the Sprint 150-2024 offers not just mobility but a mindset. It invites riders to engage with their environment thoughtfully, to enjoy motion without excess, to rediscover the city as a living space rather than an obstacle course. That is where the Sprint transcends the category of vehicle and enters the realm of culture. It becomes part of daily life, woven into routines and stories. As it glides past glass towers, murals, and waterfronts, it silently demonstrates that progress and beauty can coexist on two wheels. The Vespa Sprint 150-2024, in doing so, closes the loop between past and future. Its continued relevance is a quiet challenge to the rest of the industry. Innovation is not about forgetting history, it's about extending it. In the final segment, we'll bring all these ideas together, how design, engineering, and cultural meaning converge, and explore what the Vespa Sprint 150-2024 ultimately teaches us about where personal mobility is headed. The Vespa Sprint 150-2024 brings everything full circle. What began as a symbol of post-war recovery has evolved into a blueprint for sustainable, stylish mobility in the 21st century. Its journey reflects the changing definition of progress itself. In earlier decades, progress meant power, size, and speed. Today, it means efficiency, mindfulness, and enduring value. The Sprint 150-2024 embodies those new priorities without losing the elegance that defined its past. It reminds us that true innovation lies in understanding what to keep as much as what to change. The lessons drawn from its evolution stretch far beyond two wheels. They speak to how we approach design, technology, and lifestyle choices in an age of constant motion. The Vespa Sprint 150-2024 teaches that simplicity can still inspire desire, that beauty can be functional, and that tradition can fuel innovation rather than hinder it. Every time the engine turns over and the scooter eases into traffic, it represents a promise fulfilled, freedom scaled perfectly for modern life. The Sprint demonstrates how small can still feel significant. Its steel frame and sculpted contours deliver confidence, while its efficient 150 cubic centimeters I-Get engine ensures practicality without compromise. In an urban landscape filled with distractions, the Sprint restores focus on the fundamentals: balance, rhythm, and experience. For riders, that experience becomes a meditation in motion. For designers and engineers, it's a case study in timeless relevance. The Vespa Sprint 150-2024 proves that mobility can carry meaning beyond convenience. It encourages responsibility through enjoyment, merging sustainability with emotional connection. In doing so, it reminds us that the future of transportation will not be defined solely by electric range or autonomous systems but by the enduring human desire for movement that feels personal and alive. Its continued success shows that history, when respected and refined, can illuminate the road ahead. For anyone searching for a machine that fits the pace of modern cities while offering a touch of artistry, the Vespa Sprint 150-2024 stands ready, a quiet, confident example of how design excellence and cultural continuity can ride side by side. So as the city lights blur into the night and another commute becomes another story, the Sprint 150-2024 keeps gliding forward, proving that the most lasting revolutions often happen in the smallest, most elegant forms.